This Blake Lively, she released a video and she warned in this video that pedophiles rape and torture infants, sell the videos online. Crimes are well known to the law enforcement, but censored by the news. Uh, Now, this comes at a time where there's an outrage over Cuties, the film published by Netflix that is honestly just basically child porn wrapped up in a nice bow. And it's disgusting. And I'm glad that someone like Blake Lively is finally speaking out about this. So let's watch this video real quick.
Of boys and girls under the age of 18. But now, because of high-speed internet, it's also videos very prominently. And videos of kids, and by kids I mean prepubescent, visibly prepubescent. And they make the distinction because of the internet and there's so much content, these pedophiles are desensitized. Because of that, the kids are getting younger and the content is getting that much more devastating. So when this law enforcement officer told me this, I asked him how young are the young kids he's seeing, and he told me infants. And I have a 6-month-old baby. So I said, what does that mean? You know, like what does an infant mean? And he said, with the umbilical cord still attached. I know it's so devastating to hear this, and I'm really sorry to share this, but I'm grateful that you guys are listening, because this is actually happening, and it's important that we know this and that it resonates with us, so that we think about this in our days and in our personal life. So I asked them what happens in these videos, and unspeakable things happen, but I'm again going to speak about them, because I feel like if these kids are experiencing this, the least that they deserve is for us to hear what is actually happening.
Exactly.
So no, it's not just touching. There is penetration. There is extreme torture and bondage. There's bestiality, which is having an animal penetrate the child or infant.
So why are we,
incest. I mean,
obviously sex trafficking, child trafficking, pedophilia is a huge epidemic all around the world. So when we know this is going on, and thankfully, someone like Blake Lively is actually speaking out about it and telling the truth, although a lot of people won't even believe her when it comes out of her own mouth, and they'll try to censor her and attack her for it. But then we have Netflix, promoting pedophilia, promoting these young girls with their new film Cuties, right? And it's showing the sexualization of young girls, and they're twerking and they're dancing. And I've watched some of these clips, guys, and they are disturbing clips. I couldn't watch the whole video, but these clips, if you watch them, they're disturbing. I mean, there's no other way to describe it except for this is a movie of child porn, and it's just trying to wrap it in a pretty bow. And I couldn't believe that there's those on the left that are actually applauding it. And they're saying, this is great. This is a beautiful film. There's something very, very wrong with this. Look at some of this. This is Tessa Thompson. Her tweet says, Cuties is a beautiful film. It gutted me at Sundance Fest. I guess gutted mean you cried a lot. Maybe could have chosen a different word. It introduces a fresh voice at the helm. She's a French Senegalese Black woman mining her experiences. The film comments on the hypersexualization of pre-adolescent girls. Disappointed to hear the current discourse. Disappointed, okay? The New Yorker complained that the film became a target of a right-wing campaign. A right-wing campaign. Rolling Stone wants you to know that the movie is merely caught up in a culture war, and it, quote-unquote, deserves to be seen. So the right-wing campaign, a.k.a. people, human beings who still have empathy and compassion left, who are disgusted and outraged by child porn and speaking up about it. That's a right-wing campaign and a right-wing conspiracy at this point. And these shameless, amoral, satanic left-wing media and public figures are applauding this. It's unbelievable how desperately they're trying to normalize pedophilia and sexualizing children at younger and younger ages, and people are just looking the other way. Look at this. This is what happened too. Okay, this is really disgusting. in New York, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my article here. But there was a book reading, a book reading list, and the teacher tried to sneak in this very sexual book. And of course, a parent group came out and they were furious against it. It was an explicit graphic novel, and it was included in this reading list. This is Clark County School District students. And they said this: there's a book that was given out for the reading list called Fun Home. Fun Home is described as a coming-of-age memoir by Alison Bechdel, and the story focuses on the author as she comes to terms with her own sexual identity and her relationship with her gay father. This novel also has a number of obscenities, including depictions of sexual acts, drug use, and offensive anti-religious sentiments that are not appropriate at all for minors. And so, of course, this parent group was outraged. And there was no consent, too. The parents were not even notified that the teachers were going to distribute this highly sexual, highly inappropriate book to this group of students, to this class, and is only in 10th grade class. It's totally inappropriate. And then, we have places, we have schools that are trying to normalize LGBT curriculum, just totally normalizing it. And they're making it mandatory for them to have total LGBT sexualized curriculum in their classes. High schools now in England must teach LGBTQ inclusive sex education. They must teach it, or else they're going to get in trouble. And it's now mandatory. Starting this month, all English teenagers will learn about lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer sexual health and positive relationships. Now, they say it, they label it as inclusive, anti-bullying, and everyone must learn. But what it really is, when you look deeper into this education and this curriculum, it's not just about inclusivity. It is about, telling and encouraging kids to try on different genders. It's encouraging kids to explore their gender, explore their sexuality. It's really normalizing transgenderism, LGBTQ, and hypersexuality at younger and younger ages. It's not innocent. And we know, too, that over half of Generation Z, the younger generation, they identify as something other than heterosexual and heteronormative. They identify as something, a different gender that they made up. That's 52%. So we know that this indoctrination and sexualization is working, it's effective, and it's happening right now at lightning speed.
Left has taken over the Democratic Party, and Joe Biden is marching in lockstep with them. Biden and the far left are promising to crush middle-class families with trillions in new taxes.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
Promising amnesty and health care for 11 million illegal immigrants.
Citizenship for 11 million undocumented folks.
Promising to shut down energy exploration, killing jobs, and hurting America's economy.
I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel.
In Joe Biden's America, the radical left get whatever they want, and you get to pay for it. They've already taken over Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. Don't let them take over America.